Hello guys, this is Travis Baylitz. Today we're going to talk about how to choose the best psychiatrist. Now, from personal experience, very often you don't get to choose. When you're in the hospital, you don't get to choose. When you're in partial hospitalization, which is like hospitalization outside the hospital, if that makes sense, you don't get to choose your psychiatrist. So, reality is, it's a tough choice. You don't get a lot of choice when you're out there. However, it's very important to do some digging on the characteristics that you look for when you do get to choose a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist that I have right now is someone that I really, really enjoy because, number one, he's outgoing. So what does that have to do with finding a psychiatrist? Well, if you find a guy that's outgoing, likely he's going to have a really good social interaction with you. He's going to likely want to talk to you, want to get to know you, want to get to know your symptoms, want to get to know, let you know the side effects. He's just very involved with you, and that's why it's important to find an outgoing psychiatrist. Another one, you got to find one that's honest. He's pretty honest. I like this guy. He's fun to be around. Not only that, he tells jokes that really lightens the mood. The third option, the most important option, is he's flexible. Now, what do I mean by flexible? I mean by flexible in terms of he lets you make the ultimate decision when it comes to your medication. Now, there's many people, several actually, two that I can name in particular that are very, very rude. I was not given the flexibility to take an antidepressant along with my other medications because they thought it would throw me back and only increase the suicidal ideations with the mania that I was experiencing. And that was a nurse practitioner. However, that leads to the fourth one. You want to make sure he's an MD. MDs usually are smarter. They know what they're talking about. They have more experience. From book-related perspective, a nurse practitioner has a tendency to be less risky and not as involved with you as well. You know, I was experiencing a side effect that I thought I had the Steven Johnson RAS from the Lamictal, and she didn't want to look at it. She wanted to not participate in any of that. I was with her for a year, and in the end of that, later that year, she said to me that I cannot work with you anymore because you're not getting any better. Well, I'm not getting any better because you're not making me make my own choices when it comes to being involved with my medications and what I have to take. That's the bottom line, is that when it comes to having a psychiatrist, they can be outgoing, they can be honest, they can be flexible, but most important, you get to be the driver's seat in terms of choosing your own medication. Now, it's important to not be stupid and say like, well, I'm going to take this medication and then I'm just going to totally do drugs and drink alcohol. No, that's just stupidity. You don't want to think like that. However, if you think smart, like, hey, I've been on Latuda and Lithium, and I've been suicidal. I've had 6 hospitalizations. I had 2 partial hospitalizations. I had at least 1 partial hospitalization. And I don't feel like I'm getting any better. And I even am considering shock therapy, which is all true at that one time. This psychiatrist gave me the opportunity to make my own decision when it came to taking antidepressant. And I'm glad I did. I feel better. Miraculously, the drug seems to work a lot better than when I'm without it. I'm just thankful I found this guy. Now, you're going to have to be like that too. You're going to have to be involved in your care, because the best care that you can give yourself is being the driver of your own health, your own mental health. It's so important that if you do not take care of this, people are going to run over you. That's simple. They're basically going to say, You take these drugs. Don't get off them. Now, how does that make you feel? It almost makes you feel like you're being threatened. That if you feel like shit, you're going to be threatened. Why do I have to stand these drugs if they're going to make me feel like crap? I don't understand that. Why should I be involved with you when I'm not allowed to do what I really want to do with my life? Now, the truth is, it's going to take some experimentation. I've been on like 8 different antipsychotics. I've been on like 6 different antipsychotics in 1 year. And then truly it was not working for me. However, I am glad that I've continued to stay hopeful. I'm glad I continued to stay motivated. I'm glad I continued to pursue. Because in the end, that would allowed me to take hold of my own life and see progress with my own life and continue to try to find satisfaction that is needed in order to survive. You will not get anywhere if you just let someone take control of everything. You're going to have to be knowledgeable about your own mental health. You're going to have to be knowledgeable about side effects of drugs. You're going to be knowledgeable about your own interaction with these type of drugs, because each person is going to be different. Now, it's true that there exists a cheat sheet, a gene test that allows you to see what drugs they work. Well, that's not always true. The drug that's supposed to work well for me isn't necessarily the case of the drug that actually works well for me. So you're going to have to be very cautious about what you take, but you have to at least be able to risk your opportunity to strive forward for a better life. Take care, have a good one. I hope you guys learned something. I'm 31 years old. I have some knowledge about and background about mental health. So feel free to leave comments below, any questions that you may have, and I can get further to them as time goes on. Thanks.